access the drain for the coolant system, you can take this bolt out right here, use a T20 socket. Loosen this up. You can fold this down. If you want to, you can take the whole panel off, but you don't have to. And then you can access the drain right there. And you can actually put a hose on it so you can redirect the coolant. You want to make sure that the vehicle is not hot when you open this. So that's there. And then there's the valve to open it. You just slowly open that. Make sure you have a drain bucket underneath. And again, make sure it's not hot when you're doing this. There we go. That's drained out. Now we can just close that drain. Take that hose off if you put a hose on there. Disconnect the connector on the mass airflow sensor. Just move this lock tab back and just use a small pocket screwdriver. Push down on the tab, slide it out, and then just grab the harness, slide it up. Loosen up the worm clamp right here. Just use a straight blade screwdriver. And slide that apart. Take these screws out. And slide the air box off. Take this pipe off here, just use a 7mm socket. Loosen up the worm clamp and twist it back and forth, slide it out. Pull this hose off right here. You can use a pick, just get underneath this clip and just slide up till it unlocks. And grab the hose and just rock it back and forth, sliding it off. Slide that off. You can reattach this clip for later. Just push that down all the way. Set that aside. Disconnect this connector right here. Just pull on the tab. Slide that up out of the way. And then there's a hose clamp underneath here. You want to take that hose clamp off. Use some hose clamp pliers. And slide the hose clamp down. If you could take that hose off right now, you could do that. Might need a pick. Just go all the way around. Then you can twist the hose and slide it off. You might lose a little coolant. Might want to have a drain bucket underneath. There you go, just a little bit of coolant. Now in the thermostat housing, there is 3 bolts, 2 on the top, 1 underneath. Use an E10 socket to take those out. If this hose was in your way, you could take this off too, but it's all set. It's coming out. And slide that out. Slide that out. Then just grab the housing and slide it off. You're going to lose a little more coolant. Put a new thermostat gasket on. Just take the old one out. Clean up this area right here. You can use a razor blade if there's any gasket material still on there. Otherwise, just wipe it with a rag and some brake parts cleaner. Take the thermostat, line it up. You can slide it into the hose down below. Makes it easier to just do it now. And then make sure the gasket's on there good. We'll get the bolts lined up. Get these started. Before I tighten this down, I just want to move that hose clamp up in position using the hose clamp pliers. Once that looks good, you can release the hose clamp pliers. That's good right there. Now, fitting a torque wrench in there the best you can. Torque those bolts to 71 inch-pounds. Now I'm going to plug the connector back in, lock that down. Now just slide the upper coolant hose on, lock it in place. And now you can put this snorkel on. I'm just going to place it on for now. I'm not going to tighten it until the rest of the air box is on. Take the air box, line this up. Now tighten the screws down. Tighten the worm clamps down. Just snug it up. And don't forget to tighten this one down as well. Connect the connector for the mass airflow sensor. Lock it down. Slide that wire in that retainer. And the bolts underneath. Get those started. And tighten those down. Now take the appropriate coolant, make sure it's the appropriate mixture, and fill up the coolant at the reservoir right here. And you want to fill it up to the full line. With that filled up, then you want to run the engine for about 10 minutes, constantly monitoring the level out here and monitoring the coolant temperature, make sure it's not overheating. And then shut it off, let it cool down, and adjust the coolant level.